Hello, my name is Betty Suggs, and I'm doing the What Did You Say activity. It's on page 168 in chapter 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. We are about to learn today's lesson, so I want everybody to put their pencils down and just have all their attention on me. So let's pretend something right now. Let's pretend that Emily right there, let's pretend that Emily is the teacher. So, hey, Miss Emily. Okay. So let's pretend that she's the teacher and I'm the student. And I walk up to Emily and I'm like, yo, what up, teacher? How you been? What you been up to? Well, that would be weird, right? Because she's the teacher. But let's say I went up to Emily and I said, hey, Miss Emily, how are you? How was your weekend? What did you do? That's more appropriate, right? We use different dialogue depending on the person we are talking to and the setting that we are in. Today we are going to learn how different words or phrases can be used to mean the same thing. So let's take this word, hello, for example. So everybody knows what hello is. Everybody says, hey, how are you? Hello. So let's say that the principal were to walk in the door right now. What would we say to her? Well, we want to be respectful to her, so we would probably just say hello, right? Well, okay, let's say that your best friend walks in. Well, you don't have to necessarily say hello to them because you know them and you're cool with them. And they're your same age probably. So you might say, what's up? Or you might say, hey man. Or you might even say hi. All of those are okay. All right. And now let's think about a baby. Let's say you walked up to a baby and you might be like, hi baby, or you might use that little baby voice, be like, hello, how are you? You know, just talk to a baby like that. All right, let's say a person you don't like comes up to you. Well, what do you say about that? Well, you want to be nice to them, but you might not want to say a lot to them. So you might just be like, hi. All right, and then the last one, let's say you're going to answer the phone. Well, that's more respectful too because you might not know that person. So in that case, you would probably say hello to. All right, guys, so we just learned how to say hello in different ways. Now we are going to learn the phrase, how are you, in different ways, right? So I'm going to pick on a person who is quiet, but first I want you to get out a piece of paper, and I want you to get a pencil out, and I want you to write these things down because we're going to do an activity like very similar to this in 1 second after we do this one. So, all right. Raise your hands if you can tell me a different way to say how are you to someone you just met. And I'm going to call on Jimmy. That's right. So they might just say how are you, right? So I'm going to write how are you. All right, so write that part down in your papers. Now we are going to move on. And let's say a teacher asked a student. So me, Miss Suggs, I'm going to go up to Joseph and I'm going to say, how are you? What are some ways that I could say that? But let's not say it like, how are you, like Jimmy did. Let's do it a different way. So I'm going to call on Beth. Yeah, how have you been? So that's a good one. So we're going to write that down next. How have you been? That's great. You could also say how are you, but we're just trying to find different ways to say that. All right, make sure you write that down. We're going to move on to a friend who is sick. So I'm going to pick on somebody. Claire, what do you think? You could ask if they are feeling okay, right? All right, that's really good. So we're going to put that down. Are you feeling okay? Great. And then the last one, make sure you're writing that down. The last one is we're going to say a classmate who seems sad. So what is a different way to ask how are you to a classmate who seems sad? Mary. Great. You could ask what's wrong. All right, I'm going to give you guys time to write these things down in your notebooks and make sure you write down everything. All right, now you're going to do this on your own on a sheet of paper, and we are going to find different ways to say goodbye. So we learned how to say hello, we learned different ways to say how are you, and now we're going to do goodbye. So what you're going to do is on your paper, you're going to write goodbye. Then you're going to write down a way that you would say goodbye to your best friend. Then you will find a way to say goodbye to your teacher, then to a friend who is maybe moving away, then to your mom on the phone, and then to someone who you don't know. So you're going to find different ways to say goodbye to these people. So for 5 minutes, you guys are going to work on that silently, and then we're going to come back together as a group and discuss the different ways that you guys said. Okay, now we are going to come back together as a class, and I want you to raise your hand and tell me a way to say goodbye to your best friend. And I'm going to pick on Mallory. Yeah, that is right. See you tomorrow. That's a great one to use. So I'm going to write that down so you guys can see that. See you tomorrow. Great. All right, the next one is a teacher. What is a good way to say goodbye to a teacher? And I'm going to call on Stephen. Yep, have a nice day is a great one. I'm going to write that down. Have a nice day. Because we probably wouldn't say see you tomorrow to a teacher because we want to be respectful to him or her. All right, for the next one, we're going to look at a friend who is moving away. So what is the different ways that you can say goodbye to a friend who is moving away? And I'm going to call on Chloe. Yeah, so I'm going to miss you. That would be a great thing to say to someone who is a friend who's moving away. What's another thing that we can say goodbye? Another way that we can say goodbye to a friend who's moving away? Great, you could say take care. I'm going to write that one down. Take care. I'm going to miss you. Take care. Excellent. All right. The next one is if you're talking to your mom on the phone. What's a great way to say goodbye? I'm going to call on Stephen. Great, Stephen. So you could just say bye to her, right? Because you know your mom. You don't have to be extra formal with her. All right, and then what about someone you don't know? I'm gonna call on Tyler. Good, you could just say goodbye because you don't know them and you want to be respectful to them, so you're gonna say goodbye. And I'm gonna write that down. All right. All right, so today we learned the lesson, What Did You Say? And we learned different ways to say hello, how are you, and goodbye. And it's time to pack up, and I will see you guys tomorrow.